If you're someone who's struggling right now to think about how this date that you're about to go on is about to be perfect, or you just want to know how a date can be so perfect, I'm going to tell you my experience and my opinion on how a date can be as good as you want it to be. And at the end of the day, things aren't perfect and things aren't going to go the way you probably want to think, depending on the energy that you put in and depending the amount of energy that someone puts in to that date. So, without further ado, let me get to what I mean. Now, when you go on a date, you as a guy, you need to pick where you want to go. Now, when you are talking to someone, things are going well, and you know you're about to ask that $1 million question, you want to go on a date, make that decision before, meaning so you know where to go. You got time to think about, like, this is a great place for me to go to take this person. We're going to go here. Because the minute that you have that idea in your head, you can just go and not think on the spot, when she's waiting, because you're like, oh shit, like, where am I going to go? You're stressing out. Think about it before. Think about places before. And then when that $1 million question comes into play, you'll be very confident about it and you'll be like, I know this place, it's really good, it's like that. You could not say that you've been there before even though you haven't, but you could say, I heard it was really good, you've always wanted to try this, and I think it'll be good for us, blah, 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 blah. That's a really good, that's confidence right there, and that shows that, you're a person that's already, like, ready to go out, take things to that level of, like, hey, I'm ready to take you out and we're gonna go have fun. You're putting that good energy, that great feeling, and they don't have to worry about, oh fuck, where's this guy gonna pick something, while they're waiting, while they're asking the question, or while you ask. But also, have plans not too strict, meaning, at the end of the day, it's a big thing. It's a 50-50 on how people take this information. When someone cancels on the date, a lot of the times it's like it's either a really bad thing or it's really that they don't mean it. And at the end of the day, majority of the time, I would say that when someone cancels on a date, it's really not a good sign that they're interested, depending on how they were communicating to you before. But sometimes, like I said, sometimes it happens where they genuinely can't. And I've been in that situation. I've definitely been in where I thought, like, I'm like, this shit's cooked. We're not going out, you know. But have loose plans, Know what you'll be doing is very flexible in a sense of, like, be like, when you text me, like, hey, we could do two, obviously you want to be assertive, be like, we're going to here, and then you want to, like, say on this day, but be like, it works any other day. And if they say, I can on Tuesday, and then they're not giving you a definitive answer right after, be like, okay, well, you can let me know when. And that right there is already your ticket of, like, saying, like, hey, that's your sign. You put that into your, into the chat, into the world, that, she's gonna let you know, because don't keep asking when, because that's gonna make you seem desperate. So just put the information that when, and if she gives you, like, maybe on Thursday, maybe that's great. She's giving you a date. Be like, perfect. All right, that works with me. Be flexible. Don't just say, like, ah, shit, she said no, and then block her. Don't talk to her. Be on time too. Like, be a few minutes early in a sense of, like, be there, like, I'd say 10 minutes, 5 minutes before. You always want to be not super late or on time, just because it's, like, very specific. Just being there a little early just shows you care about, like, what situation you're putting yourself in, and it's, at the end of the day, it's not really a big deal. But you don't want to be late. That's just a no-brainer. Or 5 minutes late. Being there 10 to 5 minutes early is just, great. And don't overdress, but dress in a way where it's very casual. Wear something that, is something you would wear when you go out. Not clubbing, but, like, something more like just a casual thing where, maybe a job interview, depending on the job. A lot of the times when you go on a job interview, you want to dress well, but you don't overly do it. So don't go crazy, but also just don't wear sweatpants. That's it. Or a hoodie, baggy hoodie. Don't baggy clothes. All right. Now during the date, okay, this is now we went over before the date. Now during the date is the most important part, because before you're just setting it up. You're not really getting to know this person. What they're getting to know is that you're a guy that, has your shit together, because you plan, you got the time, and you picked the place, and you said, it's a great place. So obviously now you've got that good, like, idea. She's got that good idea of, like, hey, this guy's, he's pretty organized. So when you go on the date, just start with a good vibe. Don't stress yourself out. Make eye contact. Smile, be friendly, be confident, have that energy that makes everybody there comfortable. Don't ask dumb questions. And I know there's no such thing as dumb questions, but don't ask ridiculous questions, as in like things that aren't relevant to getting to know someone. Just ask good questions. Like, avoid boring small talk. Just be someone like, hey, what do you really do, on your off time? What are your hobbies? What do you do for work? Where are you from? Where's your family from? Are you from here? Oh, right, that's great. What did your parents do? You can take this small. I've said this previously. You could take the smallest detail, like if she says her favorite food is, I don't know, like a pasta, for example, and it's a simple thing, right? Oh, I like pasta, but why do you like pasta? Oh, well, I've always liked it when growing up. Oh, like, did you always eat it while growing up? Yeah, yeah. Oh, did your parents always make it for you? Is that something in your family that you guys make often? Is it a family tradition to always have pasta on a Thursday night? I don't know. And it's just that it's a ridiculous thing to say, but it's a conversation that can go with anything. You could literally talk about school and say like, oh, like there's so many things that will like branch out to one detail. And when you're stressed about shit, you're not going to think about that. So that's why you need to have that energy of being like, okay, you know what, like just calm down and ask questions about the one thing as you go on, because that's just going to be seem that you're interested not only in their actual lives but also in like the things they do, their hobbies and whatnot. And honestly, just listen and engage. If she's talking about things, acknowledge things that she's saying and respond to them in ways like, oh wow, that's crazy. Like, not, oh wow, that's crazy, but like, oh, like that's interesting, tell me more about it. And just shit like that. Don't seem like you're bored. And I feel like a lot of people I know like will be like, ah, man, like you start getting bored. I don't really care about this part about this person. I'm just trying to get to know another aspect, but I don't really care about this other thing. And you need to, if you want to get to know someone, if you want someone to like you and have a second date and go beyond that, then listen to everything and be interested. Because if you're not interested, why are you there? There's no point of you being on that date if you're not going to be interested. And overall, it's just really important to be yourself. Don't pretend to be someone that you're not. Be authentic, because you being authentic is you being yourself. And if someone doesn't, want to be with you because, you're just being yourself, then, like I said, they're not for you and that's your ticket to get out. But the more you're yourself, the more you'll find out who's really right for you. Because sometimes I would lie about myself saying, oh yeah, to make myself look good, but that's just not good, because then you're setting yourself up as a person that you're really not, and then, that person might not be for you because they have different interests, and even though you said you didn't really want to do it, you just said that to be nice and you wanted to like get with them. So that shit's important. But lastly, after the date, don't be rushing. Don't go for a kiss on the first date. Okay, like, read the vibe before making any move. If things went really great and she wants you to, like, look down at her lips and then you'll know, and she's close, but don't force it, okay? Like, I've never done this on a first date just because it's like, it doesn't really, it's just like you're getting to know them, and if you feel like it's not really like clicking right away and you want to know more. But sometimes there is, that chance that you might. But again, don't rush into things. Just let things naturally breathe. And if the vibe's right, set up that second date. Follow up. Don't text right after. Be like, hey, after the day when it's about to, finish, I'd be like, it was really fun. I really had a great time talking to you. You could, there's two options. You could either say by the end of the date, when you're walking out of the restaurant or wherever you guys being like, had fun, we should do this, next week, or like on blah, blah, blah this day. I always say next week because it's just like, you give it time to breathe and for them to think about it. And also, you can also say like, not say anything. It was really fun and blah, blah, blah. I'll talk to you later. And then, don't text that night, but text the next day. It'd be like, hey, would you want to go out? Or a day after. I would just do the day later, just so you're not like ghosting them and you're making them think you're not interested. But either way, those are things that I think, in my opinion, and from based on my own experience, will help you get a successful, perfect first date. Again, nothing is perfect. Things don't go probably as planned as always because of, again, the energy and the people that put the effort in. So if you really want to find someone, do these things, and I guarantee you it'll go well. If not, let me know down in the comments below if you've tried anything, or let me know if I could have said anything else. But it's been Fellow, and stay smart.